Hello, this is Jess, and I'm going through the Week 9 in the NFL, the picks to win. There's a game tonight, Thursday, and that's the first one we'll talk about. It's the Bills and the Jets. I'm going against the grain on this one, but I'm picking the Jets. I think they're due for a correction after losing 3 in a row. I'm not discounting that Bills defense and also that running threat, LeSean McCoy. But I just feel that he ran for 110 yards against them in Week 1 against the Jets, and I think they're going to focus on that a little bit, so it's going to be more of a passing game. And I just don't see the Jets secondary allowing too much to happen there if they shut down the run. So I go with the Jets on that game. The next game, let me retract. I'm sorry. This is Week 9. The teams on bye are Chicago, Cleveland, LA Chargers, Minnesota, New England, and Pittsburgh. Now we're back on picks now. Second game, the Bucks and the Saints. I don't know why, but I'm going with the Bucks. Saints are coming off a 5-game winning streak. And Drew Brees is playing outstanding like he always does. But I just feel the Bucks are going to come around. I think that Evans, the wide receiver, will have a good game to make it very interesting for that powerhouse Saint offense. But I think he'll challenge that Saints defense, and I think he'll prevail. I think he'll have over 100 yards receiving, and I'll just say, go out on a limb, say a couple of TDs to go with it. The next game, Falcons and Panthers. Matt Ryan, you got to do it for me. I'm picking the Falcons. We need to step up our game. Football, quarterback, wide receivers. You have a great receiving core. It's time to get it done. I picked the Falcons over the Panthers. Rams and the Giants. Todd Gurley accounts for 34% of that Ram offense. I think with that being said, I picked the Rams. I think that Todd Gurley will have a outstanding game. Giants defense is their only, I don't know what you call it, bright spot. So we'll see. I picked the Rams. The Ravens and the Titans. I picked the Titans. They're coming off a bye. We had Murray hurt, and we had Walker hurt. I think that they're going to have that week to get healthy. And Mariota as well. I think he was still struggling there at the end on the game before the bye. So I picked the Titans over the Ravens. And I look for Mariota to have a great day. I think he'll throw for over 300 yards. And I think he'll throw for 3 TDs. The next game, the Bengals and the Jaguars. I can't not go with that Jaguar defense. 34 sacks in the first 8 games, or the first 8 weeks anyway of football. Their secondary is playing extremely well due to the fact that their front line on the defense is dominating. So it opens up a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks, causing mistakes, and they will take it from you. The Jaguars win that game. I believe that Bortles is actually going to come around this game. I think he's going to throw for, heck, I don't know. I think he's going to throw at least for 250 yards, which is a great turnaround for him. He's not having great, but he has Allen Hurns. He's got Lee Marquise, I believe is his name, the other receiver. And of course, I say the passing because I think that Fournette, he's going to dominate the ground, but I think they're going to open up their passing game a little bit and they're going to beat the Bengals. The next game, Broncos and the Eagles. I believe the Eagles just picked up Ajayi, running back. That makes him even a bigger threat. I go with the Eagles. I think that Ajayi's going to perform. I think he's going to come out and he's going to have a great explosive day. I predict him to go over 100 yards and a touchdown. So I'm picking the Eagles on that one. Carson Wentz is playing well. The defense is middle of the line, top end. I think that there's pretty much that's a solid team. Their record speaks for itself. I just look for them to have a good time with the Broncos, and I pick the Eagles to win. The Colts and Texans, I just can't make an upset out of this. It's the Texans all the way. I wish I could say more for the Colts. They just aren't getting it. But maybe, something good could happen for them down the road, but I don't see it happen against the Texans. I pick the Texans to win. Redskins and Seahawks. Seahawks is my team. So I pick the Seahawks, and I think that they will dominate defensively, but I think that Russell Wilson will throw for 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns. I think that he's got a couple of receivers, Baldwin, Richardson. He's a cheap wide receiver in fantasy and as well as in DraftKings, and he performs. He did well last week, and I look for him to have another good performance this week. So I picked the Seahawks. Cardinals and 49ers. I wish I could explain this better, but I'm picking the 49ers. I just think that Cardinals have a good lineup in their receiving core, halfway decent running game, but I just feel that it's time for the 49ers to win one. So I'm going with the 49ers. That's one of my upsets for the week, I believe. Chiefs and Cowboys, number 2 team of mine, Cowboys, so there's no question I go with the Cowboys. I think the Chiefs may have a better team, but I think that Prescott will lead his boys to the victory, with or without Elliott. So I look for Prescott to open it up in the passing game. I look for him to dominate. He's got receivers, Des Bryant might be a good pick this week on fantasy football. I look for him to have over 100 yards and a touchdown. And all this controversy with Elliott and stuff, I think that at first I thought it was going to be bothersome for the team, but apparently it's making other people step up. I think Witten will have a decent game against the Chiefs. He's tough to go with fantasy because of his short yardage, but it's always for first downs. He's a great tight end. Anyway, I look for the Cowboys to win that game. Raiders and the Dolphins. I think that Carr's going to rebound. I picked the Raiders. I think that the Dolphins giving up Ajayi, in a trade. I just don't see anything happening for them for a minute. And the Raiders are in the hunt. They're due to rebound. Carr's a pretty darn good quarterback. He's got a good receiving core. And they have some decent running backs if they would just utilize them, I think. But I picked the Raiders to win on that one. And the Monday night game, Lions and the Packers. I think that the Packers are going to win. I think Stafford is going to come out and try to manhandle these Packers, but I think that they're in for a surprise. I think the defense is going to step up, and I think that whoever's under the helm of, if it's Hundley or I'm not sure what they're going to do, but he's been getting advice from Rodgers in the locker room, from what I understand. I think he'll have a smooth transition in this game. I think that we'll see the Packers go back even without Aaron Rodgers. And again, don't get me wrong, Aaron Rodgers is an awesome quarterback. Can't ever count him out, but he ain't there no more, so you have to go with whatever you got in the backup. But I picked the Packers. All right, that's my picks for Thursday, November 2nd, 2017. This goes from Thursday all the way till Monday night. And I would like to say that I missed 3 in my Week 8 predictions. I did pretty well. I don't have my percentages, but last week in Week 8 I only missed 3 teams. So I guess I picked 10 out of 13 correctly. And I hope to continue that trend this week. All right. Go Seahawks.